was called out. It's Y101, Adam and Allison. Do you think that this is gross?
Okay.
601-995-1017. So I was out with some friends the other day, and we're sitting at the bar having a couple beers. I think I've told you before, I suffer from the medical term, I believe, is beer sneezes. Sometimes whenever I'm having beers, I start sneezing randomly. Can't stop. Got to blow my nose all the time. And there's not just a box of tissues sitting on the bar. So I have a stack of napkins in front of me, and obviously napkins are real big, a lot of space in there. So I go to blow my nose. I kind of turn away from everybody, and then I just stick the napkin in my pocket.
Ooh.
Because it wasn't all used up yet. Like, there was still plenty of napkin to go. So the next time another round of beer sneezes came, I reach into my pocket, and my buddy's like, ew, you're reusing that? You put the dirty napkin into your pocket? I do that all the time. Tissues, whatever. I'm not going to, like, the average tissue can withstand more than just one blow.
Okay.
Do you think that this is gross?
I don't think reusing a tissue is gross.
Okay.
But under the circumstances that you have described, like, I do have conditions.
Okay.
I'm not going to share used tissues because
Obviously.
I was forced to do that growing up. My mom suffered from severe allergies, and so there were no clean tissues available in her purse ever. They were all used, and you were lucky if they weren't wet.
See, that's gross.
That is gross. So that's like rule number one. They can't be somebody else's used tissue. It has to be mine. If it is cash and prizes kind of situation, and not just like your nose is running a little bit and you need to just like dab it with the tissue, I'm not putting it back in my pocket.
Well, okay, I won't reuse it again because, I mean, there are certain blows that they will kill an entire tissue, but that is not most times for me, at least.
But it's sounding like you are getting some cash and prizes with these blows,
No,
and then
folding
it's
it up.
slightly wet, and you're putting that in your pocket. That's gross to me. Like, if it's just a little, your nose is running a little bit, maybe you had a pepper that was a little too hot, you just need to kind of dab your nose a little bit. Sure, put that in your pocket, reuse it for later, the next bite of hot pepper. But like cash and prizes, that tissue should not be going back in your pant pocket.
601-995-1017. What are your thoughts on reusing tissues? This person basically told me it's like you're one step away from being an old man with a hanky that gets washed in the laundry, and you keep it all day and just blow in the one hanky all day and then put it in the dirty clothes later.
I kind of hate that we're hating on hankies now.
601-995-1017. You think it's gross to reuse a tissue, or is that totally normal? Because I had no idea that was a gross thing, and I've honestly rethought a lot of my life. Hans says I need to get a hanky. It's Y101, Adam and Allison. That'll solve my problem with reusing tissues and napkins after I blow my nose. I didn't think that was that big of a deal. 601-995-1017 if you disagree. MJ says only reuse if you don't have access to more napkins. And that's also dependent on how productive was your earlier blow. Well, see, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Some blows are more productive than other blows.
Right.
So obviously I'm going to be smart about it. But even if I do have access to more napkins, that seems incredibly wasteful. If I don't fill one up on the first blow, if I don't keep using it until it's filled.
Listen, I will admit, once I moved out on my own and started paying for my own Kleenexes, that I was like, wow, this gets expensive really fast. And especially if I'm either having a mental breakdown and crying a lot, and there's like a lot of snot involved in that, or if I'm like have a cold. I will reuse the tissues till they are falling apart.
Right. That's typically what I do.
But in that instance, those tissues are in my home. So they live on like a coffee table. I'm not putting them in my pant pocket. Like, I feel like, to me, that's where the issue comes in. That these used up tissues where you've blown your nose, there's like snot particles in them. And then you're putting that in your pants pocket.
It's all nice and sealed up. Okay, let me just throw another scenario out there. Sitting at the bar, I don't have like a plate. All my plate has been taken if I've already finished my lunch or dinner or whatever. So then what do I do? If I don't put the napkin in my pocket after I use it to blow my nose, am I just setting it on the table for somebody else to deal with? That seems way worse to me and way grosser to me than just sticking it in my own pocket and dealing with it whenever I get closer to a trash can. And I'm certainly not going to get up from the bar every time I blow my nose.
I haven't been in that situation a lot because typically I'm not sitting at the bar after my food is left for very long. But I would say I would probably leave the tissues on the counter until I was ready to leave, and then I would take them and dispose of them because, like, they're supposed to wipe down that counter anyways. I'm not expecting them to touch my gross tissues. Understand that's a problem, but like, they don't need to go in your pocket either.
Adam and Allison in the morning.